Hey, good afternoon to everybody. Happy Sunday. Sterile here. It's not so bright and freaking early anymore. It's 12 noon straight up here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Okay, if you watched my previous video about the preacher, Greg Locke, attacking a Barbie dream house with his own invention, a baseball Bible bat, you'll see that I talked about doing this video, and I'm kind of glad that I waited. It's like I said, it's been about eight hours now, and I came across another story that I really want to talk about briefly. Plus, it gave me some time to think about the whole Britney thing. It's her first post talking about the divorce since this all happened, and I'm going to read that to you in a second. But let me talk about this. Just a few days ago, a story came up on TMZ, and I'll have that link. I'll put that one right on top, right down below. And it wasn't that big of a story. I didn't think it was that big a deal. You know, it was a picture of Kid Rock drinking a Bud Light. Gasp! You know, after he had his little hissy fit and got his panties all in a bunch over, Dylan Mulvaney. Doing an ad for Bud Light, like, you know, and people wouldn't, I don't think anybody would even known, you know. I look at it as Bud Light just trying to get a bigger market in beer with the LGBTQ community, because of course gay people drink beer, you know. But people like Kid Rock, just, you know, if you saw the look on his face when he shot up those, you know, he went out, spent like what, $100 on what, 4 or 5 cases of Bud Light, just to bring it home and get all angry and shoot it up. I posted on, I think it's the Oliver Anthony song. I pinned my comment on top because a lot of people mentioned to me that he's already got millions, he's doing great. He's going to do like 20 million views by the end of the month or something like that. And I don't know if that was supposed to disturb me. You know, I said, I don't do boycotts. I don't care. You know, great. If he's successful, that's fine. I'm just giving my comment about the song. You know what? I almost hope he does do good, because then I could make some money off him. I do money by doing these videos, commenting about how much I dislike his song and I dislike the people that listen to it. And I make money off it. So great. Let him, you know, that's called finding a niche and filling it. Instead of bitching and moaning about your job sucks and you work overtime hours and you go home and you don't got no money and oh, the whole world sucks, and you blame the chubby person that's on, the overweight person that's on disability. It's all their fault. Freaking ridiculous. That reminds me of the people that, you know what came to mind too? I hate to rant here, but that reminds me of the people that complain about diabetic medicine, and they attack people on methadone. Why do the people on methadone get their drugs for free, or the drug to bring somebody back from an overdose? Why do they get that for free when I have to pay for my diet? You know, they're kicking down. They're attacking people below them, like it's the freaking drug addict. Like me, I took methadone to get into recovery, trying to do a good thing. And here comes somebody along, somebody from the right, attacking what? It's my fault because you have to pay for your diabetic medicine? Has nothing to do with me. I'm trying to do the right thing and straighten my life out, you know? Stop kicking down. I'm sorry I got off track there. So, Kid Rock is photographed with a Bud Light in his hand. Seriously, I'll put the link right down below. There's going to be a whole mess of links for this. Now, there's only going to be about 3 now. So he's photographed. And Twitter has a meltdown because, let's be honest, a lot of people on Twitter now are the right-wing conservatives. And there's one comment. I'll have the link down below. There's just one comment that I have to comment about. It's somebody, a lot of people said, you know, Kid Woke got to go broke. So now they're all turning on Kid Rock. Like, let's boycott Kid Rock now. They are so freaking ridiculous. I didn't even talk about this story because it's just so, who cares? Who freaking cares what this mangy trailer trash is drinking? All right, so this one guy comments, I'm always going to stick up for Kid Rock because he's fighting so hard for our freedom. Seriously. I'll try to put that in my thumbnail. You know, so one of these right-wingers, you know, against wokeism, whatever that is, you know, got to ask Ron DeSantis because he's the only one who knows what it is. You know, Kid Rock is fighting so hard for our freedom. Really? This person would have never even known that a trans person, they don't even understand what trans people are. They don't understand anything about the LGBTQ community. They just listen to this stuff about youngsters. And how is any of that fighting for your freedom? And what is Kid Rock doing so hard, fighting so hard? Are you freaking kidding me? All right, I'm sorry, I got off track there. The links for that will be down below. All right, let's talk about Britney. There's her first post, and she's dancing. I don't even know what song it's to, and I'll talk about that in a second. And I kind of questioned myself. I kind of wondered, because she's got a great body. She's a really attractive woman. And again, I got to say, I don't want to use the word cringe, but it makes me feel sad for her. But I'll get I'll get to that more in a second. Well, I had some time to think about doing this video over the last 6 or 7 hours. I started thinking about this too. Who am I? I'm a 57-year-old dude, so I'm going to come on here and I'm going to criticize a woman that's going through the hardest time in one of the hardest times in her life, having a divorce. So I'm a Joe Schmo, 57-year-old guy who doesn't know anything about dancing or being a female rock star or whatever. And I'm going to come on here and criticize this woman in the height of one of the hardest times in her life. How shot is that? So I thought, really. So that's because that's how it looks to some people. That's really what it is. So I thought about this. I want to do this video. I've been dumped. God knows I've been dumped plenty of times, more than my share of times. I've been dumped. Like I said, I've dated a lot of women, but I've been dumped by a lot of women too. And I'm sure a lot of you have gone through divorce. So that's the way I kind of want to look at this story. Okay. So I'm going to read what this is the Instagram post will be right down below, so you can see this whole thing yourself. It's got her comment along with the dancing video. It's one post on Instagram. It'll be right down below. Okay, so she says this. I want to just get a few comments, because when I read this, if I'm trying to be empathetic, the times I was dumped and everything she's gone through, I got a few comments for this. So she wrote, as everyone knows, she calls him He Sam. I don't know if that's really his name, not Sam, but he Sam. And I are no longer together. 6 years is a long time to be with someone. So I'm a little shocked, but I'm not here to explain why, because honestly, it's nobody's business. And that's the truth. Good for her. But I couldn't take the pain anymore, honestly. In some sort of telepathic way, I have been receiving so many messages that melt my heart from friends, and I thank you. And I thought about that. At first I was going to make fun of the whole telepathic thing. Yeah, sure, you're receiving, But then I thought about that. Who am I to question that? Do I have 40 million followers? No, So, I've seen stories about praying and stuff. Like if a whole country prays and stuff, it's amazing things happen. And who knows the power of the human mind and stuff. So I thought about that. And who am I to question that? Maybe she does. Maybe, if you got 40 million people, reading and watching you all the time, and, and your fans, then you can comment on this. Until then, I don't feel I have a place to comment on that. Okay. And the part about she couldn't take the pain anymore, honestly, that makes it almost sound like she broke up with him. That's one of the things I wanted to say. But, in any breakup, that happens. There's the dump. I hate to put it this way, but the dumper and the dumpy. And, when I've been the dumpy, the person getting dumped, I would always say that, good riddance. Yeah, I was gonna do that. I was gonna get rid of you. I never said that. I'm friends with 50 to 60% probably of the women that I've dated, or probably higher than that. Probably there's only a few women that won't talk to me because of whatever reason, because they say I ruined their life, and that might even be true. And I'm sorry for that. I really am, truly. But anyway, that's not what this is about. Okay, so she goes on to say, my heart, okay, I've been playing it strong for a long time, and my Instagram may seem perfect, but it's far from reality, and I think we all know that. We can all identify with that. We all put our best side forward on social media. There's some people that do it more than others. The perfect little family, the perfect meal, and the perfect night, the perfect date night, and the perfect clothes, and the perfect vacation to the beach and all that. when who knows what's really going, come on, we all have our bad side, and we don't put that on social media, and so that's true. All right. I would love to show my emotions and tears on how I really feel, but for some reason I've always had to hide my weaknesses. Check this out. If I was my dad's strong little soldier, I would get sent to places to get fixed by doctors. But that's when I needed family the most. You're supposed to love unconditionally, not under conditions. And that kind of, at first I was like, what's she talking about? But then after I thought about that for a while, that kind of broke my heart. I mean, she's right there. She's reaching out to her family, because I guess her and her family are estranged, since the conservatorship and all that. And you're going through some heavy stuff where when you lose somebody you lived with, your soulmate, your wife, your husband, your best friend or whatever. It's tough, man, and you need somebody to talk to. And who knows, it doesn't look like Britney's got a whole lot of people to talk to. And what I saw there is her reaching out to her father and her mother, saying, this is stuff that hurt me, let's talk about. That's what I see. Let's, like she's kind of explaining why she's upset and trying to open a dialogue. I think that's what she's doing there with her parents. All right. So I will be strong. So I will be strong as I can and do my best. And I am actually doing pretty damn good. Anyways, have a good day, and don't forget to smile. At first I was gonna, when I first read that, I was gonna, criticize her, tell telepathy. And come on, be honest. You're the, Sam dumped you. You didn't dump him. But then the more I thought about it, I was like, I want to look at this from a different point of view, from somebody that's been dumped before. And I can understand all of this. She's just a person. She really is just a freaking person. All right, let's talk about this dancing video. And I had some thoughts on this. I don't want to criticize her. I thought about this whole dancing video too, because she put this whole thing about breaking up with that video, and I was going to sit here, and criticize it and everything. I'm still going to say a few things, but I was like, oh my God, I've probably done that same exact thing. Not a dancing video, but after I broke up with the first girl that I dated in my recovery about 8-9 years ago, I broke up with her. And it's still hard when you break up with somebody, even if you're the one doing the breaking up. And I thought about that, and I was like, I probably did post pictures like a big ass of myself working out at the gym, because you're still hurt no matter what, even if you're breaking up with the other person or you're doing the breaking up, And I probably posted, because you see them with somebody else after, and so then I post something that I probably posted something at the gym. She posts herself all sexy dancing. Just saying, hey, look what you're missing out on. That's, I could relate to that. I think we all could, There's another thing I want to talk about. Like, her body is fantastic. I started to ask myself, do I still have sex drive? I'm 57 years old, and I know I do. But when I watch this video, she turns around, she grabs her butt cheeks and stuff. And that's usually, she's got what I would say almost is a perfect body. But then I started asking myself, maybe that's what it is. She's like, for somebody that's had 2 kids, it's a perfect body. And maybe that's what it is. I talked in another video about when the women I've fallen in love with. A lot of times, the thing that actually just gets in my heart the most is what they would call their faults, the things that they're embarrassed of. Like I talked about, one of the girls I dated had pigeon toes. And I just loved, it's when you see somebody, their weaknesses, it made my heart explode with love. I know that sounds corny, but that's the thing that made me love that person so much more. It made them human, And she looks almost a little too perfect here. I wanted to ask the women out there, Sam ASGHARI. He's like let's face it, man, the dude's a stud, right? Would you girls and women watching this, I'm sure you find him sexy, but if you have like the guy you have now, an average guy, I'm assuming, or Sam, who would you be more comfortable with? Who probably turns you on more? The guy you're with, he knows you, he's real. You know what I'm saying? I hope that makes sense. Anyway, and then too, there's something with her. I'm not a dancing expert, but her dancing is kind of frantic. You know, she's like her arms. You know, because I used to use nunchucks like the martial art weapons. Like I've actually used them in fights before. And her arms remind me of nunchucks in this video, where she's moving her arms around so fast. It's like her arms are nunchucks, you know. And she does this move like this, and I'm like, what is that about? It looks like you're hitting yourself. It looks like you're hitting yourself in the face. Like I said, I'm no dancing expert here, and I really don't want to criticize her, but the video just doesn't do. It makes me sad for her. It does. It makes me feel sad for her. And I don't know. I don't know why I'm not turned on by this what you would almost consider a perfect body, sexy woman. And there's something with her eyes. Her eyes, to me, seem kind of, I hate to say this, but they seem kind of, they're crazy eyes. They are, with her hair and her face and her eyes, like, oh, you know, they're crazy eyes, kind of. That's, I hate to say that, but it's the truth. I told myself I wasn't going to criticize too much on this video. All right, I'm probably running long now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. That about wraps it up. The link will be down below so you can watch it yourself. And I wasn't planning on doing the Kid Rock stuff. I'll make sure those links are down below too. Remember, Kid Rock is fighting so hard for our freedom, man. Support him. That's what I got to say about that. Have a good Sunday.